Panda anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda anthem.
It's your boy.
Can we talk about DOWs?
Please, let's do it.
Okay,
That's one of my favorite subjects.
let's do it. After you send the back call out.
Yeah, I
Back
can send
call has
that
been
back
sent
call.
out. Pineapple juice is on the way.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Listen, man. The DOW, I think, is probably one of the most beautiful, I use that word, beautiful ideas in this space because I think there's so much social entrepreneurship that we can do with it. Muhammad Yunus had the Greenman's Bank. And what he decided to do that was basically he wanted to finance women. You understand me? But he wasn't really trying to do a for-profit model. But he did it with microfinancing with women. And basically, he created it to a point where they was able to pay back the loans. You understand me? And he proved it to be a successful model. But what he understood was that, you know, the original bankers were the community. You understand me? You get a loan from the community. You're a part of that community. The community gonna make sure you pay that back. You understand me? And I think the beauty of that is it ties people together with circular economics, right? And so when we're talking about DAOs, it represents decentralized autonomous organizations. So the natural structure of a corporation, you go look at, there's going to be a CEO, CFO, right? All of these people that work under there like a pyramid shape. And the DAO, and you can build a DAO however you want to, right? Because when you're talking about smart contracts, that's what the DAO runs off of. And when a person is going to come to you about a project of building a DAO, they want to know, because you don't want to just build. If today you was like, yo, let's do a DAO, you want to know how far you want to take this into the future, right? If you can give me as much details of how big your vision is, they can create the code in a certain way where it can expand, right? So the beauty of what I'm seeing with some DAOs, let's say we got the WOW DAO, which is the World of Women. The World of Women simply uses it to people get the vote on what happens next. Now, the people that get the vote are the actual holders, right, of the tokens. Well, most people always fail to think about NFTs as tokens, like digital tokens. It's non-fungible tokens, but people never think about the token aspect, right? So the tokens give you a certain percentage of voting power. So we say, listen, if we have an EYL DAO and a Market Monday DAO, and everybody buys into the EYL token, and we put a vote, who y'all want to be, what y'all want to be the next subject on Market Mondays, right? There's a time frame. Let's say we got 1 hour, right, on Sunday at 1 p.m. where you get to vote from 1 to 2. Everybody who owns it will be able to have access to vote in this DAO, and they get to decide what happens next, right, with the show. Because this is the show DAO. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say that the show actually gets sponsors, because we got sponsors over here. You have to talk about your money. No, so let's say the sponsors come in and you make $1 million profit. Now, built into this smart contract is say that every token holder, we're going to take 50% of our profits and we're going to pour it right back into the people. So let's say you spent $10,000 to buy one of these NFTs, but now you're getting a percentage, right, of the profit and the royalties that come into the show. And this is not something we can go and change. This is just mathematics. Once it's built into there, there's nothing we can do about it, right? That money is going to automatically go into your wallet. You're automatically going to have this voting power. And this is going to be a decentralized autonomous organization, meaning that it's not one central power who owns it. It's owned by the collective. Now, don't get me wrong. There's ways you can write these DAOs up to where you can have more power than others, or you make more money than others. But that's up to the due diligence of the people who buy into it and decide that this is a DAO I like based on the fundamentals and the white paper that's written about this.
Is the DAO limited to the digital space, or could people create that DAO and not only get obviously digital land, but actually create DAOs and have actual physical real estate as well?
Oh, let me just make an announcement. 9,100 people that text worked got us over the support resistance level of 9,000.
Good job. Job well done.
I was
no
92.
jacket either.
Yeah, we broke the RS level. So
talk to me.
So yes, everybody hit the like button. 9,200 people. Yes, Market Mondays is too big to fail.
Way too big to fail. You ain't even part of the vocabulary.
Too big to fail. It only gets bigger. Okay.
So this DAO idea, because here's the thing. This is why I talk about creative agency and intelligence. You can get as creative you want to with DAOs.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. Like, imagine if the whole democratic system was a DOW. You understand me? I think I'm not even gonna say her name. You understand me? But she was talking about how the US government should be transparent on where they spend our money.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? And I believe that's so. And imagine if America is a corporation. You understand me? It's incorporated as a corporation in a trust. So imagine, instead of there being a president, the people, as a true democracy, voted what happens next, what goes with the tax dollars. Now, the way that they do that is every citizen has a certain amount of voting power, like we do today. You understand me? And they put things to a vote to where it's not a Supreme Court judge that come in and say, even though the people didn't vote for it, we still get to decide this in law and legislation. Nah, the people say, listen, we want to take money away from overfunding police and put it into, parks and put it into development of the city. And like we in New York right now, the subways are terrible when it comes to the standard of living if you compare it internationally, right? You can take billions. Well, I mean, listen, it's really kind of disrespectful to the people that you should. It's no way. I don't think nobody in New York that takes that subway every day wouldn't vote to have their tax dollars, you understand me, transferred over to the public works. You understand me, in the transportation system. You go to London, you in them double-decker buses, man, it's clean in there. It's nice.
Beautiful.
You ride on the tube out there, you understand me, it's clean, it's nice. Why isn't that same thing applied here? Is because we got sisters of capitalism. It ain't about improving the quality of life. It's about maximizing profit. So instead of you got a DOW that said, well, this month we want to vote on if that's where we want to spend our tax dollars. You understand me? And so let's say we putting up this vote for $1 billion. So number one, it decreases the need to have leaders, you understand me, in these positions because the people decide, the collective energy of the people decides what's best for them. And that is a true system where people have, if you want to talk about democracy, but we live in a republic system, right? So these DOWs, I can also say, let's look at all hoods in America. If you take a blueprint, Dr. Wesley did a study on zip codes in America, where he showed you the quality of air in every city, right? And then he also looked, where are there food deserts? It's terrible in Oakland. It's terrible in DC. You understand me? And if you Baltimore, you understand me? Chicago. You connect that with criminality. You connect that with the prison rates. You understand me? You connect that with the disease rates, the obesity, all of those different things. Well, what if we got a DOW? So now we have, our Oakland DOW. Because I'm from Oakland, so we go, I'm gonna start with Oakland, right? We got the Oakland DOW. So Oakland DOW is this
town business,
real town business.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Everybody buys into the Oakland token. You understand me? So everybody get the Oakland token, right? You feel me? So everybody get the Oakland token, and what happened is that all of a sudden now, let's say you got millions of people buying into it now, and they pouring in as much money as they can afford, and all of a sudden you get to $1 billion. Now this $1 billion is now a pot that people get to vote on what they want to have happen in the city. You understand me? Now, and let's say it's not even the people, because you got the token, because there's two ways this can go. The city can pour the money into it, and then the people decide what to do and vote on what happens in the city. So if they say, well, I don't think we need more police, I think we need to focus on community programs and mental health models, right? I think we need to plant more trees and beautify the neighborhood, because when people are in a beautiful environment, they behave different. I think that we need to put money into educating our children on financial literacy. You understand me? I think that we want to put money into food trucks, right? And create bodegas, right? On every corner where there is a liquor store, we replace it, right, with food bodegas, and we make it harder to get liquor than it is to get fruit. You understand me? And so once we change those models, it changes the conditions in the environment that the people living in. So now we got this money to work with, and the people decides where it goes. Now let's double this. Let's say a percentage of the money ain't just going into the public works. Let's say it go into the space where we're voting on entrepreneurs to fund. So let's say that each family gets to decide, because, families of large families, you got entrepreneurs. The only thing that they lack is resources. You understand me? And the ability to have access and democratization of, finances and access to money is the whole key issue here. So we say, listen, this family gets to present, their business plan. and we can decide as a community whether we will vote to issue them money. And then once they make a profit, maybe we own 10% of their business or 20% of their business or 30% of their business, right? For 3 years. And the smart contract that's written in between us will automatically execute to say, once this 3 years is up, now you own this. Or once you recoup us our funds, now you have complete 100% control of your business. The money goes back into the pot. And then there's a dividend paid to the people based on the profits that is made from the businesses that they have voted for to invest in, right?
For you.
Yes, sir.
So in the same instance with AMC and GME or GameStop last year, when everyone was saying retail took over hedge funds, and then we told you on Market Mondays, it was really a lot of hedge fund employees that were acting as retail investors who helped run the price up.
Yeah.
For these DAOs, what's the probability that people outside of our community and those that are in influential positions can hide inside of these DAOs and then destroy the plan that is set forth inside of that DAO?
So, I mean, it depends on how you build it, right? That's the whole point of it, right? Security first, right? So if you build a model to where you don't allow one person to have that much control, right? See, here's what's going to happen, right? Because I think you bring up great points, and that's why, you know, you go be on the committee for our DAO. You understand me? To make sure we stay safe. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure. Super safe.
Because a person can build a bot and try to get 1,000 positions. You understand me? But if you connect it to where a person has to have a citizen registry to where this, in order to even buy in, it has to be connected to an identity where we know you're actually in that community. You understand me? You know you're a citizen of that community. Now, let's say if it's only 1 million people in population, then that means that there should be only 1 million accounts that should be created, right? So now if you're a corporation that's trying to buy in some of them citizen slots, we're going to know. Because number one, we don't allow a person to get enough ownership where they can have control over the DAO itself. Or you can say 20% of this we will allocate to allow corporations to buy in, right? So this is where institutions can buy in. So we're not trying to lock you out, but what we're trying to make sure that it stays fair, right?
So it's almost like an equity play where you're only allowing a certain amount of equity for them to even get in.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
I mean, you know, that's how business models are today, to where it makes sure that people don't have too much control over a company. And you take those same models, that same intelligence that people have to protect their companies from hostile takeovers, and then you put it into the DAOs.
For those running the DAO, are they looking for privacy in them if they're using crypto, or do they not mind being exposed to who they are? Because one side of it is people saying, hey, I like in crypto, no one doesn't know the identity, but I can verify wallet. Some people are saying, hey, privacy has been dead forever. We don't want it exposed. So which side of the lane do you think most DAOs will end up on?
I think it depends on the type of DAO. I think that there are certain models where if it's a for-profit DAO, then some people may want to hide behind the guise of being an angel investor, having a trust invest in their estate or whatever, and you not knowing who it is, right? Because this is a for-profit model. We're here to make money, not to be exposed for making money, right? But then you're going to have social entrepreneurship where it has good impact and it's profitable, right? And I think some of those are where people are going to want to be transparent. You understand me? I want you to know I'm a part of this, right? Yeah. Because what we're doing is doing good for the world. Like, look at the ESG mafia. I call them the ESG mafia. You understand me? The environment, social governance. Like, we talked about this when we had our conversation. You understand me? You know, that's one of the things with Bitcoin and Ethereum and why they have to update they contracts and they merges and their scalability to decrease the amount of energy used. Because I believe the next generation go care about that more than racism. You understand me? They go care about environment more than racism. I get racism another 30 years. You understand me? To where it's just pure classism and environmentalism and things of that nature. You feel me? That's my prediction model. And then, of course, that's just based on population rates as well. What becomes the majority, what becomes the minority, and what the children of the future care about, because they control what the politics will be, right? And so when we're talking about those type of models, I believe that if it's a nonprofit model to where it's helping out the world, it can be as transparent as possible. But today, there's always ways. I don't care where you at, who you are. There's always ways to hide your money in your name legally. You can put something in a trust and nobody has to know, you understand me, who is the owner of that trust. There are blind trusts and multiple ways that you can do this. So I think to your point, people that care about that will always find a way to do a workaround.
Yeah, and he said ESG, not
ESG.
Yeah, they thought you said ETSG. That no.
Oh, you talking ESG?
That's different. That's a different.
Come on, man.
That's a
Where y'all
different
at?
conversation.
Come on, man.
But I got a question though. So in terms of a DAO, is there a platform that we should be building it on? Is Ethereum the platform, or should we be thinking bigger scale, create our own platform to build our DAO on?
I think you can do both. I think you can have a relationship directly, you understand me, with the people and talk to them. If we're going to do something full scale, I wouldn't just do it as a consumer. I do it as a partner. So if you're going to build on anybody else's blockchain, you understand me, then you're going to talk to them, come in as a partner, and then they're going to give you resources to help you build it out because it's going to be beneficial for everybody in their ecosystem.
So you're reaching out to, if it's not Ethereum, let's say it's a Solana, I'm going to reach it out to them. Like,
Absolutely.
Listen, this is what I'm bringing to the platform.
They got money for you right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
They're giving out hundreds of millions of dollars for people to build out all sort of concepts. They don't, number one, they can't afford to miss out on it. The only way that they will get access to the brain trust of the world is if they fund it. There's so many people with all kind of ideas, and it ain't about people being super smart. It's about somebody coming up with a great idea, executing on it. You understand me? And that's going to require
say that again.
You ain't got to be super
No. The only way they're going to get access to the brain trust of the world is if they fund it. Explain that.
So, right now, all of the people that have these great, beautiful ideas, they're in competition. You understand me? Number one, a lot of them aren't funded. They need that creativity to come to them. So if I got $100 million, I'm trying to attract everybody to the light. You understand me? Here's $100 million. You said you had what idea? Young brother from the Bronx. I like that. How about we give you $100,000 and see if you can actually build that out? You understand me? The brain trust of the world is building out all of these future new ideas, innovations, and use cases of the blockchain. But all of the way how you get people to work for you, pay them. Now you become a partner in their business. You have a percentage of equity in their company. So now you're not competition. You understand me? Either you're my employee or you're my partner. So it's very hard to get access to the brain trust of the world when everybody got money throwing bags at people who had the greatest ideas.
And then I want you guys to be mindful of which banks and record labels get involved, because we're slowly seeing the economic meltdown happening at scale. All of these things are going to be pitched. So that's why I say always do your research, even when it comes to me. I'm right 99% of the time, but I'm going to tell you this, and some people may not like it. With these DAOs, NFTs, the entire world is going to switch to everybody's going to have to be a hedge fund. The entire game is going to be who has the most trust, who can give the highest return. Just like you said, to get access to those brains, you don't think that the market makers of these hedge funds are silently plotting right now how to get those ideas out of the creators the same way they do in record labels, and then extract all the equity and leave them high and dry. We're seeing it right now in podcasting.
Talk to them, man.
My theory is they destroyed the music industry. And for those of you in the music industry, I love you dearly. But when the tech guys come in, you guys don't talk crazy to the tech guys, how you do artists and fans, right? Then tech at scale tested this with podcasting over the last few years. Podcasters are not making that much money. So now when they switch to crypto and NFT and DAOs, I promise you, do you think the rug pulls and NFTs are bad? The rug pulls that are going to happen in some of these DAOs and projects are going to be incredibly heartbreaking to the tune of billions of dollars. So when you're investing in a project, I am begging you, please be mindful of who is behind it. And at no point in history has no government, economy, or country went out of their way to give people, especially us, access to financial information that will help elevate the people. You don't think that they're watching and seeing, hey, they really like that for the people thing, so we're going to angle it towards them. And we're going to act like we're advocates, and then we're going to take everything. You guys remember what happened to Black Panther? Got to go on a little bit too much? Great. And there's going to be a sellout in some of these DAOs that is going to tell the location of what you guys are doing, and it is going to get disrupted. Please be careful. Mike, you can clip that up and from our conspiracy theory bag. But when it happens in a year, please be careful. And for the crypto, last year you guys were killing me and were saying, hey, crypto is decentralized. Most of the ones you guys are talking about, with the exception of Bitcoin, have backing from big banks and hedge funds. Google it. Do your research. Also, my last point, if we are publicly talking about these investments and how we're going to make money, you don't think that the banking cartels are not listening in and also getting the data from Robinhood and other brokerage platforms to see what the volume and interest are.
Absolutely.
Please be
Go to
careful.
GlassNotes. Go to GlassNotescom. That's where you study. You understand me? What's going on with the market? People are getting a lot of their technical information from. But to your point, though, I think the key is take the same quality of due diligence that you have in the stock market and apply it to this market. Because this is the same. It's a financial market. You understand me? It's business development. Is branding. So take the magic out of all of this. Right? Mm-hmm. The magic of NFTs, take the sauce out of it, take the sprinkles off and see it for what it is. It's a new technological resource you can use for capitalism, right? But at the same time, you can also use it for creative social entrepreneurship to solve problems in ways that weren't normally possible, to create business models in ways that weren't normally possible. You understand me? And so I think what Ian is trying to get you to understand is that there's enough money for people to put you in a trap. You understand me? And they control enough of the market. You understand me? To trap you. And the way I think of it, when I talk about these things, I'm thinking of it in ways of how we can own it and use it for ourselves. I'm not even really thinking about so much of the investment model of how we can buy into someone else's idea. Yeah. But if we have all these problems as a culture and we got a long list, how many of them can be solved by using this technology? That's my question to you all.
Are the right people involved?
You understand me? As Ian say, that's your homework. Yep. That's your homework. Yo, click this up, put it out there. Do I get permission to do that?
Of course, you my guy. Go ahead and rock out. Yeah, might clip that up twice.
If I make you smarter, type a key in the chat.
Let's go. Let's go. You my guy. I appreciate you. That's funny.
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's
This
good?
that Red Panda Anthem. Whole clip going up. I know they can't stand it.